Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
Welcome to the Live to Die podcast. We're in a special little side story episode. Some of you may recall our last one in which we got to meet the parents of some certain characters, learn a little bit more about the River Kingdoms. To be totally honest with all of you lovely listeners, this is the exact kind of thing that I would love to and had originally intended to do as a Patreon exclusive with maybe some future releases on the main feed. However, in the spring, I think we mentioned that I got extremely sick right before a couple of key recording dates and completely lost my voice.
He almost died.
No, but I was talking like this is the best, where I was like right down here.
Yeah.
And I'm not about to do like ASMR or whatever actual plays. And so
that's Patreon content.
Yeah, exactly. That's for the Patreon.
That's coming.
And we had to reschedule some recordings last minute, which meant that we started running out of episodes in the bank. And so I was like, well, in order to fix it, I have an idea where I want to do some back stuff. So I'll say is today's story is actually going to be about 30 to 35 years before where our current campaign is taking place. Hopefully the connection will become clear to some of you if you've been paying attention to your own notes. So I suspect the listeners will connect this sooner than some of our players.
Bro, he means me.
Yeah. I'm really excited for the moment when you all do connect it like in a regular recording session of like, oh shit, this is what he was talking about. But I wanted to do a side story and kind of explore the world of Kingmaker a little more. I suppose I could have magicianed it and be like, don't reveal your secrets. This was the plan all along. But like, we're grown adults trying to schedule an RPG session. It's famously difficult to do. So as a part of side stories, we've shifted up the cast just a little bit. And I did want to take a chance to introduce the folks we have here. We'll go clockwise around the table just for the fun of it. Who do we have here today?
Jason.
Great.
You may have heard of me in literally all the other episodes.
Perfect. Great to have you here.
Great to be here.
Yep, I'm here too. Hi, Jared. What's up?
Long-time listener, long-time player.
Yeah, long time just around.
Yeah.
You know?
And
I'm Trent. I'm here to annoy the DM.
Perfect. And our actual guest today.
Hello, I'm Lauren. I'm new to this podcast. I'm very excited to be here. Sorry, I need to talk a little louder.
You go a little louder.
Oh
just like eat the mic.
Yeah, I'm not used to this. So.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to.
That sounds great.
All
That's
right.
perfect.
All right,
Yeah.
we're good.
Lauren, you're a gamer. Tell us
Yes.
a little bit about you and your Pathfinder history.
So I've been playing Pathfinder for about a decade, but my knowledge during this game is not going to show it. I've never played the remaster, and I've only played a little bit of 2E a couple years ago. So it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for me. But I used to play 1E. I'm actually currently in a Jade Regent campaign.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, book 4.
Oh, damn.
wow.
So you're in it now.
Yeah, we're
Some high
in
level
it.
play.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think I'm a 10th level Oracle.
Oh wow, that's
Just
awesome.
wait.
Just
Like
wait.
15th, 16th level is bananas.
I'm terrified.
Yeah.
10th is like the highest I've ever gone for levels, so it's just going to get harder.
Yeah.
The
Well,
character sheet gets very large.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's so
Especially
much to
if you're a
read through.
caster.
Yeah,
it's
casters too.
pages
Especially like in
of stuff.
1E.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind me sharing a little bit, one of the things that's very fun for me about this session is the second edition that you've mentioned playing a couple of years ago was how I met, actually the majority of this table right now was through Lauren.
Yeah.
Jane and I met Lauren at a podcast thing down in Denver, and somehow second edition Pathfinder came up, and I think that time it was like a month after Trent and I had started our Wednesday night game that we are also now in book 4 of that
wow.
AP. It's been very slow going. But we met and you were like, oh, 2E. I forget how we started talking about it, but you had met Jared that night. And I think you were still there because you called Jared over and you're like, oh, I do have another friend, this guy Jason, but he'd already left. And you're like, I'll connect us all on Twitter. We should try to play second edition Pathfinder together. And like basically up until COVID, you coordinated and Jason hosted us playing Pathfinder together.
I was very insistent.
Yeah,
I wanted to play Pathfinder.
Yeah.
You made it happen though.
I'm glad.
I have these friends because you introduced me to them. So I'm like, this is so much fun because this was like my first in-person Pathfinder group was you three and like one or two others that kind of came in or out. So I'm just really, really fucking excited to
Aw.
kind of like get the band back together for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I'm very excited. This has been at least a year in the making.
Yeah, we've been trying to get like Lauren in for a bit, but you were like out of state for a while, and then
Yeah.
you're back, and you're busy doing cool stuff. So, but then it came up, and I was like, "Do you have any availability in July?" And you're like, "I have this date," and I'm like, "Perfect, everyone else make it
This
happen."
one day.
Yeah.
I was like, "Trent, you're in this. Trent, get your ass over here. Jason, pick up Jared and make it happen."
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'll save proper character introductions, but as I've kind of mentioned before, for a lot of these side stories, I really like adapting Pathfinder Society scenarios. And so I've got one. The last time was a first edition Pathfinder Society scenario, but today was actually a second edition one. So that was much more fun. So just to keep this kind of above the table, as I just mentioned before, let's just kind of jump in. I've given everyone a little bit of information about the adventure, kind of where things might go. And I'm just going to kind of I'm going to ask some questions. We're going to kind of build the beginning of this adventure together, and then we'll jump in. So we're going to start, our adventure today is going to take place in a small, village is probably a pretty strong word, of Dry Gulch in the River Kingdoms. It's just to the south of Gnarland, which some of you might know a little more from the Gnarl Marches to the west of the woods where your kingdom's located. So it's a little bit to the south of where you were. As a matter of fact, it's probably not too far off of some of the regions where you've heard reports from Ekadayu about some of the troll activity.
Oh, God. Okay.
We're not dealing with trolls today.
Oh,
I'll
okay,
put that out there for you. You are level 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe there could be like a single troll. Also, yeah. Hey, everyone, we're at level 4 today.
Whoa.
And for some reason, any or all of you are on your way to investigate some disturbing going-ons related to a cryptid in the town or the village of Dry Gulch.
And what is a cryptid, James?
A cryptid would be like Bigfoot or the Mothman, sort of.
Chupacabra.
Yeah, great. Sort of monsters of myth and folklore.
Mm.
I think that's a cryptid. Anyone else got better details than that?
No.
Nope.
All right, cool. Well, that's nice and easy. So, Trent, you and I chatted a little bit, and that's mostly because I put the group message out to the group in Discord, and you responded first, and then I got busy for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, classic DM stuff. So, Trent, can you kind of tell me how you think your character is on the way to Dry Gulch? What I will say is Dry Gulch is near one of the rivers, one of the mini ones that feeds into the Selin River.
Yeah.
So there are some like barge caravans that go through. That's probably how you're getting into town.
Yeah.
Why are you on the way there?
So my character is a monk,
Okay.
and my character is coming from their monastery. They've actually been sent out to sort of handle something after receiving a message for help. And they sent Gung, the goblin monk.
Great. Big fan of Gung.
I think the image is sort of, he's standing on a barge, just sort of solid stance, like barely moving. And it, under cover of moonlight, in fact, is sort of moving by. And he steps off very quickly at the edge, and the barge keeps moving. And he just sort of very quickly fades into the night,
Okay.
into this village.
So here's what I'll say. Someone at your monastery has received a letter, and it seems like the kind of letter that's probably been sent to any and everyone for help. And you're not sure how it got there. It probably wasn't even directly to your monastery. It probably came by way of others. These letters all came from someone by the name of Galia Farsmith. And that's sort of your contact in town for these goings on. Let's kind of popcorn around. Oh God, I'm sorry for using the corporate language. Who else wants to jump in next with kind of how they think they're connected into to the hook of this adventure?
I would say Oscar, my character, probably got a similar letter, but more along the lines of like, I need to hire you for this. I need muscle.
Do you think it was a direct message, or do you think maybe this was more of a something up at a help wanted
Like
board?
a coffee shop
Yeah.
that I tore the bottom off. You know?
Down in
yeah.
is it Daggermark? That's one of the bigger cities down
Yeah.
the River Kings. Actually, that's where our last side story
Right.
was. So maybe like in Daggermark, it's made it
Yeah.
down there. Maybe it's even posted in a certain inn.
You know what?
Tavern.
So the way you see Oscar show up is he walks out of a building. It's seedy. You don't know if it's a tavern, a brothel, a bar. What is in that building?
Mm-hmm.
But he's like buttoning his shirt and like putting his armor back on a little bit as he walks out, and then he grabs this giant fucking spear that's leaned up against the wall and starts walking down the road.
All right, heading towards that. Okay, so he's basically he like torn off a little like
Yeah.
call for help number
Mhm.
sort of at the bottom.
Yep. And this big 7 foot tall
Jesus.
half orc is walking down the road.
Damn.
Oh hell yeah. Who wants in next? How are they getting to Dry Gulch?
All right, so I'd love to jump in.
Hell yeah.
So Laku, who is a Tengu, she
Yes.
works on a farm in the area.
Okay.
Huge family, like 7 siblings.
Oh, God.
Everybody works on the farm. And she loves cryptids. She noticed there were crop circles in her family's corn, and her family's goats were getting murdered. And so she's started to investigate these things and just fell in love with investigating cryptids, learning more about cryptids, hunting and killing cryptids so that they could stop hurting the farms around her and, you know, just stop hurting people. She hates that this like evil force. She thinks there's something bigger at play here, and it's trying to take over the world, and she is just a small part of trying to fix that. And so every few months or so, when work on the farm slows down, her mom lets her leave the farm and go hunt whatever cryptid. And this is something that she, you know, heard from her cousin of a friend at a farm 3, you know, lots over, that there was someone looking for cryptid hunters. And so she had the chance, she took it, and she's coming to town to investigate.
Amazing. So yeah, probably that friend of a cousin is like, hey, when you get to town, I've told someone about you. Look for Galia Farsmith. I also, in my mind, totally imagine that you've scratched the truth is out there,
Yes.
like next to your bed.
She's always doing that like weird triangle over her eye thing, and nobody really gets it. But she knows someone's gonna get it one day.
That's amazing. All right, Jared, who's our last character here?
Yeah, I think my character probably, you see them emerge from a big cave outside of town,
Mm-hmm.
fresh from the Underdark.
Playing a troll. Oh.
No, I'm playing a Minotaur
Oh,
barbarian.
Oh.
So big, massive, shaggy, hairy, like tan brown Minotaur with like, you know, like the tuft of hair that kind of covers the eyes almost.
It's sort of
Yeah,
like
Like a
that.
Highland cow?
Yeah, like a Highland.
dog?
Yeah, like a
Oh, yeah.
Highland.
I
I'm
fucking love it.
honestly just remembering Jason saying, was it like the TikTok meme of like all Gen Z kids look like alpacas?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's that.
Adorable.
It's kind of like
You're
that.
a Gen Z
A Gen Z Minotaur.
Minotaur.
He saunters into town. Probably just sees a bulletin board or,
Yeah.
you know, something posted and heads to where it indicates.
So in that case, I think where we're at is going to be at sort of a junction of narrative magic, which is somehow, despite all of you coming from different parts of the world, you all arrive in Dry Gulch on the same day.
Strange how that works.
Wow.
Isn't it great? It's amazing.
I mean, things
I don't
just
know.
line up sometimes.
Yeah, I
You
don't know
know?
how this happens all the time, but
You know, it's Desna's looking out for this community. And you all kind of get into town. I imagine at least one or two of you, it sounds like, got off the barge. Let's say it sounds like, you know what, I fucked up. I'm going to have to write their characters' names out so I can remember it. But we've got,
sticky notes. Oscar.
yeah. I think I have sticky notes today.
Which is a
don't.
great practice for everybody out there to just have your name on a sticky note so everybody can remember.
Yeah, that was actually was that Ryan who talked about that? No, it was
Me. Vicky.
Yes, that's right. So I'm going to pass
You know
around.
Vicky from
Oh, yeah,
from
yeah.
GCB. When she goes to cons, she has a name placard for her character that she sits in front of her. And I was like, that's the most genius thing I've ever seen.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
All right, so while we're talking, I'm going to pass out some of these index cards. Write your character's name on both sides so that I can have one facing me and the table can have the rest facing it. And put your name underneath your character's name as well so that that'll work there. Look at this. This is a professional podcast.
Mhm.
We put out 100 episodes and I'm still remembering to have people write their characters' names down.
Well, I mean, we've only had to introduce characters a few times.
Yeah, no one's ever died.
Nope.
So you come out. I kind of imagine that Jason and Lauren's characters, like maybe you've even been on the barge together. You're kind of coming from the same way. Perfect. And Oscar Laku,
Laku.
Gung, and Red. Oh, I like it.
My siblings. Did you ever read Make Way for Ducklings?
No.
Oh, so in this book, there are a bunch of ducklings, and they all kind of have, it's like quack, flack, oak, pack. And I was like, I'm just going to take that. So I'm Laku, and like my brothers and sisters are all Oaku, Paku, Saku.
That's amazing.
Wonderful.
So I think Oscar and Laku are kind of getting off the barge at the same time. Maybe you've been on it together for like a day or two. There's probably a decent number of people, not a ton, but some kind of going along with some trade goods, some animals, just a lot of things. The roads up here aren't amazing. Banditry's a thing, but the rivers are just an easier way to move large amounts of stuff. Gung, maybe you got into town like that last night and you've been kind of scoping it out. You're doing the whole extreme edgelord thing of like, I'm going to scope everything before I go and talk to someone.
Exactly.
And Red, pure random happenstance.
Yeah.
You walk up and you're right next to this half-orc and this Tengu. And as they're stepping off, you see it's a small village. There's a small wooden wall around it. And as you're heading towards it all, one of the smaller huts right near the inside of the wooden wall opens up and a little gnome kind of comes running out. Blueberry colored hair, coppery skin. And she kind of runs up to you. And who's got a perception DC, let's say above 16?
It's just 10 plus your perception?
Yep.
Yes, me.
Okay, so Oscar and Laku,
Same.
Oh, okay, so it's literally everyone except for Trent's character. Red, Oscar, and Laku.
I'm on the lookout and I see nothing.
You see that the little hut that she's running out of, that there's like, this is gonna be a little bit of, I'm gonna tell myself here. There's like towels stuffed into the window areas. Wax like seems to have been melted along cracks of the house. It seems oddly kind of like stuck in. And
There's only one towel in your windows.
Yeah, look, I gotta keep the mosquitoes out. And what I'll say though is kind of as you're getting there, she runs out. She's just like, "Oh, thank goodness you actually came. Oh my God, I can't believe the letters actually brought someone here. You are here for the help, right? You're here to help." And she looks at three of you.
Are you Galia?
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. I'm Galia Firesmith. I'm the barber here in town. I sent out letters asking for help, promising the little that we could offer to anyone who could help Dry Gulch. Oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. It's been a bad year.
And there
Hello. I am here to help. Is there anyone here in town who requires assistance?
This is coming from.
This is Gung.
And Gung is a very small goblin?
Yes.
Okay. So did you just pop out of a bush?
Yeah, pretty much.
How tall is Gung?
He'd be about 3.5, 4 feet tall.
So a pretty tall goblin.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm 4'1", so
Okay.
Perfect. And she's
look
like,
eye to eye.
Yeah.
She does the, speaking of X-Files, do you even remember the episode where like it's told from different perspectives back and forth between Mulder and Scully? Where it's the same one where as Scully's telling it, like the Luke Wilson character is really attractive and charming and flirting with her. And from Mulder's perspective, he's like bucktooth and like, "Are you them government people?" And from Scully's perspective, at one point they get jump scared. And when she's telling the story, Mulder just goes, "Ah!" That's what I kind of imagine Galia does when you jump out, just "Ah!" And she whips around. And who are you?
Oh, my name is Gung, and I am here to offer my resolve and assistance.
Oh, well, you must have also gotten one of the letters.
Oh, yes. Digs through a pack. Yeah, yes, here.
Oh, you didn't need to bring it. It's not an invitation.
Oh, I thought there was like a portion I cut off with my name and information. I have filled that out.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Would you like to come back to my house? No one. Well, it's mostly mosquito free. Can I bring you in? Can I get you anything? My beet juice is mostly mosquito free. I can bring you in. You could sit down. Would you like a haircut? Oh my! I'm so glad you're here.
Do you have a mosquito problem?
Did you not notice? And I'll say, kind of like as a little bit of a flashback, we'll bring you back. The last day or two of your journey here, you've seen less livestock, less animals. The occasional animal you would see, you see a lot of insects buzzing around it. And even as you're walking to her house now, You can see that there is patches of ground that you thought were wet, maybe from a recent rain, but are just crawling with mosquitoes and insects like a moving piece of earth around you. She's like, well, that's why you're here. It's the mosquito witch. And all the deaths.
Oh.
The mosquito witch. What is that?
Well, that's why you're here. Have you not?
I'm just here to get paid. How much is that, by the way?
It's not much, but if you're able to be successful, we will bring together. Our crops have gone bad. The cows have been dying.
Is the mosquito witch a cryptid? Because I'm here for cryptids.
Oh, she is.
what's a
She's
cryptid?
famous. As a matter of fact,
They're
you know what?
taking over the world. Did you know that?
Oh, dear God.
Oh
One
my
of
God.
these.
There was a chupacabra that ate my entire family's farm's goats. All 7 of them.
Wow.
How do you know someone didn't
successful
just
farm.
steal them?
Because the chupacabra nearly killed me. And I got away with barely my life. But I know it's a chupacabra and it's a real cryptid.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah,
I believe you.
I think
Good.
this is going
Good.
on.
I knew it. I
Galia's
knew I
like,
could trust you. We were talking on the barge. I mentioned the Bigfoot and you were just nodding your head and I knew you got it. You got it.
Yep.
Y'all,
We should look for crop circles. Is there crop lands around here? Any circles? Weird circles?
Most of the crops have dried up as the people start dying.
y'all saw a Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Dear God, what are you, mate?
Oh, my name's Red. Nice to meet you.
A pleasure.
Yes.
Are you? Do you
sure.
identify as a cryptid?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me think about it though.
I'm just gonna write something down, but don't worry.
Okay, I wasn't going to worry, but maybe I will.
You do have small feet, so I'm not that worried.
Oh, so,
Yeah, that's true.
did you hear what she said about you?
That don't mean nothing.
So what
I
I
don't
will
think-
say,
Don't you have hooves?
This no.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I do.
Hi,
Excuse me.
so as you all cram into her 5-foot square house, which I think is probably the funniest for Red, because Red and Oscar are both
We're
giant.
like leaned over.
Well,
Yeah.
Minotaurs are large creatures, so
Oh.
So you are literally, but you're mechanically squeezing,
yeah, squeezing.
Gung is sitting on the floor cross-legged.
like meditating.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
Like 3-4 feet.
Oscar's like standing like over you a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I just imagine
Like
I'm
over the top of
standing
me.
Yeah.
under Red's
Yeah,
legs,
like you're like a
just
pet.
like not gonna look up. Don't look up.
So what I will say is you being a cryptid hunter, you probably heard that it was maybe something, you heard that there's some weird stuff going on, but you weren't sure. The Mosquito Witch is a little bit of a local legend. I'm talking like Sandpoint Devil sort of notoriety. As a matter of fact, for those of you who are interested, the Mosquito Witch gets name checked. And wait, you know what? The Mosquito Witch is name checked in Lost Omens Monsters of Myth.
Oh,
Cool.
Can I see the cover of that book?
Yeah, it's a fucking
Yeah,
badass
that was
dragon.
cool.
So cool.
That's
that is
really
pretty cool.
Yeah, look, the art and Paizo shit's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why we play this game. That and because we know the rules enough to, it's hard to learn new ones.
And we're nerdy.
Yep, super nerdy. Who of you would like to make, no, this would be a secret check. Who would like to make an occultism recall knowledge check?
Me.
That checks out. What's your bonus, Lauren?
Plus 12.
Jesus, fuck.
I only have skills. That's all I do here. And heal. And I have a crossbow, but we'll see if anything happens with that.
You heal and know things.
Yes.
All right, Jason, what's your bonus?
What? You said a lore check.
This is a occultism recall knowledge, or if you have a
Occultism.
recall knowledge that you feel like would be more applicable to something called a mosquito witch.
Can I pursue a lead
Another
on the
7.
mosquito witch?
Plus
Fuck
7.
yes. Plus 7? All right. So here's what you each got.
I also get a plus 1 to that. So sorry, it's a plus 13.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Oscar, you're like, I don't know. I guess it's
Never
in your
heard of
mind.
it.
You're just like picturing a mosquito plus witch equals, and then
Like it's a familiar, I think.
you've got a little bit more though, Laku, and I don't know how much of this has been like you piecing it together. Maybe it's been research you did ahead of time. Maybe it's one of the many stories you've accumulated. But here's what you feel like you know. Because remember, it's a secret check. Maybe you crit failed. What you feel like you know is that supposedly the mosquito witch, the singular, was spotted somewhere near Dry Gulch almost 30 years ago in a forested location the locals now call Witch Top Hill. The only people who were there who survived were a group of teenagers at the time. However, you do know that the local town here is actually, maybe this has been a vacation destination for you for a while, because Dry Gulch has become quite well known for its mosquito witch paraphernalia and festivals, their dolls they make and sell to tourists. They come from a legend that say that the witch herself is obsessed with these little wicker woven dolls. The tourist ones are usually made of weak stalks, but there are some who say the witch herself prefers intricate paper dolls.
So, the mosquito Blair Witch.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you know what? You know what it's time for? Jane's going to be sad that she's not here. But as Galia is kind of talking to you and bringing you in, she actually hands you one of these. And let's do a little bit of description.
Creepy.
Yeah, come on. It's
Also,
great.
why is there so many mosquitoes in Dry Gulch?
Well, the river's nearby. It used to be a lot wetter.
Because all the
It's
mosquitoes are sucking up the blood.
What does this look like? Who wants to
Oh my
describe this?
God, I don't want to describe that.
I don't.
No,
I love it.
I don't.
It has 6 arms.
Yep.
Mhm.
Let's
Imagine
see.
imagine like a Christmas tree topper angel,
Yeah.
but made out of straw.
Yeah.
No
It's got
face.
a little red dress.
It does. A little like rope around the middle.
Mhm.
Listen,
Is it holding something?
Nope, all of its hands are just clutching to its chest.
its face has intense vaginal imagery.
Yeah, I was going to say
gonna-
something. Yeah. No, just that.
Oh, that
looks
what-
like a vagina.
Yeah, of a face.
Yeah.
It's just like a large, actually, I think what you're seeing is an inverse. That's a large proboscis.
Oh, like a
okay.
thing. Okay.
Oh, I
Oh.
see.
Definitely side profile the picture next time.
Yeah.
possibly.
For sure. Agreed.
Sorry, my bad.
But it's like, it's like a little wicker doll with 6 arms, a mosquito mouth and hair.
It's like the arms are all like praying almost.
Yeah.
It has intense Blair Witch vibes for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Or if any of you've ever seen The Ritual, it kind
No.
of has that.
Oh,
Surprisingly good movie. It's on
Maybe-
Netflix. Check
maybe
it out.
A little
should
bit of
watch
True
it.
Detective season 1, actually.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
So do you have any questions for her now that she's in the hut? She's like, well, I'm so glad you're here. Were we all able to read the full 5-page letter I sent?
I just saw a poster.
Yeah, me too.
I actually cannot read.
I heard about this from a friend of my cousin, and he didn't provide the paperwork. They never provide the paperwork. I would love to read your 5-page letter right now.
I sent it. It took me a long time to write it out, and I ran out of paper.
Oh, could you just say it all right now to me?
I don't remember. Well,
I didn't get it either.
do you have any questions?
Maybe just summarize it.
Yeah, like
She-
a bottom line up front kind of thing.
Laku pushes her glasses up on her nose, and she's like, well, actually, the mosquito witch has been here for 30 years as far as my documents tell me. So why is this a problem now? What are you, like...
Well, she's like, so... And she is, at this point, she picks up one of those little wheat dolls as she's talking to you.
I have 7 of those. Mine are original.
They're collector's items. She leans across it. She leans across this like little small table that to like the taller view comes up to like your shin. And she has this little grotesque doll, beady painted red eyes, a needle-like snout, barely visible through like the shaggy long wheat hair. 6 handless arms clutching the doll's chest. She's like, look, it's a local legend. You know, folks here, we claim it's lives somewhere in the forest nearby. Hunters have been trying to catch it for decades. No one's ever been successful. Now, we have some of these. For some folks, it's fun. It brings people into town. But mosquitoes and blood seekers for the past year have been plaguing the village. Our livestock's been killed. People have been swarmed and drained on the spot. Getting food in or out of the town's been almost impossible. Folks are starting to leave. Houses boarded up. You look around now, realizing that all the cloth stuffed into it, the wax melted over to try to keep mosquitoes out. And everyone here, well, everyone's afraid she's come back. We think she's come back after so many years.
How long has it been since she's last terrorized the town like this?
Almost 30 years ago, there was a group of teenagers, You know how it is in horror movies. It's always a group of teenagers.
They attract the supernatural, actually.
Look, the only ones who've really seen it last, the big sighting, was Miss Lyons. But, well, it's difficult. Miss even she doesn't seem to know why the mosquitoes are back.
So where do you want us to go?
Well, you're the hunters. We've been trying everything. We can't seem to figure out what's wrong.
I did not read your 5-page disposition before coming here.
I don't think that's... Oh, yes?
So, I don't really know where we're going.
Did you ask her to leave yet?
Who?
The
The
witch.
witch.
Well, no one's directly seen her. You see...
Oh, right, she's a cryptid.
Well, you see, you've probably...
Yeah.
I'm sure
There's
you've
no
noticed...
proof of her existence. That's what you said, right?
No. There's definitely proof of their existence. That's how you know that they exist and that they're cryptids.
Look...
I don't know if that's true or not.
I know you've noticed the mosquitoes, but there's been a lot of blood seekers too, and they're as big as your heads. The little ones are bad enough, but the big ones have been driving people out of town, or... God, just the other month they carried off poor Mrs. McCleary's cat, and some of them killed off all of Rougette's prize cat. What?
Well, cats, I mean, that's disgusting.
Well, you don't like cats?
Little evil little things.
Been really awful around
What
here.
about dogs? You like dogs?
Don't get me started on dogs.
Oh, I don't even like you, mate. Who doesn't like dogs?
So was Miss Lyons one of the teenagers?
Oh, yeah, she's
Is she
Miss-
still around?
Miss Morta Lyons. She's one of the ones who saw the mosquito witch back in the day.
Okay.
She doesn't really like strangers, though. I don't think she likes saying in anyone, though, truth be told.
That's fine.
Oh,
I will talk to her.
My
She
kind
will
of
talk
woman.
to me.
What about you, big fella? You coming?
I mean, sure. I ain't got nothing else to do.
You would be great at hunting cryptids. And I desperately need you to get me to this cryptid and not let me get killed.
All right, I'm taking that to heart, Missy.
Good.
So,
Good.
I'll make sure you get there.
Can I ride on your back?
I was going to ask the same thing. But you, though.
Could you
Yes.
step on him?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. He
He's
starts
pretty quick,
dodging
though.
around. Can't step on me.
I can't not in this room, though. This room is too small.
Yes, bit hot in here.
so it's really all I have. It's not much.
It's a beautiful home.
Very spacious.
You aren't the only ones who are here, though. If you're going to be successful, there are some.
Oscar looks around the room.
No, not in my hut.
Oh.
I
Well-
reckon not many people could fit in here.
There are some who think, and this is kind of going back to your question about what's going on. There are some who think it may have been a cultist of Galander.
Who?
Any of you
Can I-
up for a religion check? That's
Yeah.
also a secret check, but I'm guessing you have religion,
Yes.
Lauren, because you have every skill.
I do. Almost every skill.
I don't have religion.
What's your bonus?
+8.
Jesus. Yeah, so you have heard of the god Glonder. It's a deity of infection and parasites, stagnation, disease, and insects. His religious symbol is that of a blood-engorged mosquito. Areas of
Gross.
concern,
Ew.
infection, insects,
Nasty.
parasites, and stagnation. Edicts corrupt pieces of land, water sources, and communities, infect the weak, spread a nature disease. Anathema, aid in ending a plague or infection. Destroy something out of hand when you could have instead corrupted it or leached off of it first. Some legends suggest that Glunder was originally found by the goddess Desna within a cocoon on the ethereal plane.
She should have squished him.
Well, and I think you'd probably know a little bit more about this. She is a curious god. She sliced open the cocoon, unintentionally releasing the Gossamer King upon the universe. Desna became Glunder's first victim as he attacked and gorged himself upon her divine blood. Part of how he potentially ascended to divinity.
Oh.
Yeah. She'll share with you
Are there diseases in the town as well as...
not
I know you said like blood sucking, but I haven't heard much about like
Not-
disease.
not too much, and it's why I'm still glad you came here, even after they caught the cultist of Glondir the other week.
There was a cultist.
Well, a little bit of one. About that. So there was a Glundir cultist who we found lived a little ways in the woods, but when we found him, the others in town got just like a teensy, just like a little bit mad, and they killed him and chopped him to pieces.
Oh.
And then burned his house to the ground with his body in it.
Oh.
And then they salted the ground where the ashes were.
Oh.
It's going to make it really hard to question him.
Yes, but the mosquitoes and bloodseekers didn't leave. So it wasn't him, I guess.
Well, all the better, I suppose.
It's going to be hard to keep a straight face and run this as like a horror thing with all of you just cracking phenomenal jokes. And but as you're kind of getting ready, she's like, "You're not the only people that have come here and looking for the witch, though. Most of the monster hunters gave up after the first couple adventurers were found dead without any blood. But there have been a whole bunch of new people lately, and 2 of them showed up some weeks ago. A brown hair woman dressed in all white. No, a brown hair human dressed in all white, and then a woman with beautiful silky black hair and gold armor and this amazing red dress. Neither of them talked to each other, though. They just went into the woods and never came back. I think they spoke to some of the other town folks, though. This week, 2 other visitors showed up. There's a woman and with her a large white dog. And there's like a nervous human man staying at the inn who really needs a shave and a trim, but maybe they know things too. I'm sorry, I don't have a whole lot. Just anything at all to help. Things have gotten so bad here. So many people have died. And then been chopped to pieces.
Yes.
And burned.
That's...
And salted.
Do any of these other people feel like cultists that came for the Gossamer King as opposed to trying to kill the Mosquito Witch?
Maybe. We didn't find other allies in our own investigation. But, I mean, yeah. I don't know. Was the house entirely burned down to ash? No possible chance of finding clues there? They got a little overzealous.
Oh, okay.
That's a word for it.
Yeah. Look, people have been dying and they were scared. You know how it is.
Those are the things you have to do to deal with cryptids. Sometimes you have to raise everything to the ground.
Wow.
My goodness.
It's a scary world.
Well, yes. Is there anything I can do to help? I can't do much, but anything at all you ask, I can try my best to help in your investigation.
How far is the journey?
What journey?
I don't know how far Is there no legends about where she lived?
Oh, it was up on Witchtop Hill in the woods around here.
To Witchtop Hill.
What if we go talk to Miss Lyons first,
Oh.
who has seen the witch and maybe can point us in a direction slightly more direct than just a hill in the woods?
Yes. I like your approach.
Well, and she gives you directions to her house in town. She's like, well, and take this. Something tells me it might be helpful. And she's going to give you the creepy, weird little mosquito witch doll.
Would really prefer if we did not have
I
that.
got it. No. I must add this to my collection. Now I have 8.
You could. Only 7 original, though.
Mm-hmm.
But this one seems like a special edition of some sort.
It's new. It's different.
Yeah.
So you are on the sort of west-southwest region of town in Galia's house. Miss Lyon's place is basically directly to the north, maybe. Like, it's a pretty small town. So it's 80, 90 feet away to the north. The whole town is maybe 150 feet across. The tallest building in town is an inn that's 2 stories. Everything else is 1 story. But you can kind of follow the directions and work your way up to the residence of Morta Lyons, if that's where you want to go next.
As we're walking
we walk
there, or wherever we're going to go, didn't she say something about a lady in a red dress?
Yes, she did.
Well, that little doll's got a red dress on too, no?
That is true. Very perceptive.
Yeah, well, it's one of my
upcoming
better
cryptid
skills.
hunter.
Gung, as everybody's walking, is just like darting in underneath their legs, like mid-stride, and she's like,
You think that was on drugs or what?
I think he's just
like water.
very dedicated to his craft.
Be careful, friend. I don't want to step on you.
Oh, you almost got me there.
I wasn't trying.
If he stopped jumping under his feet.
Oh, that's a good point. I will stay behind.
Yeah, it's probably good.
I just got a dog recently, and he loves to walk right underneath my feet. And I'm like, if you don't want to get stepped on, don't walk
Yeah,
there.
probably
And
don't go there.
I feel like this is the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you walk along. I'm going to say you got
Wait,
into town.
Lauren got one or Laku got a dog?
Oh, no,
Whatever.
Lauren got
Oh,
one.
okay. That's
Yeah.
cute. What kind of dog is it?
He is a dachshund mix.
Oh,
His name
my
is
God.
Scrumpy.
I love that.
That's a
My
great
dog
name.
is Dotson-ish,
Yeah.
and his name is Captain Rex of the 501st.
That's right.
Amazing.
Page on Instagram.
Has his own page on Instagram, yeah.
Oh,
It's a good follow.
A lot of good
I'm going to have to go
content.
follow this.
So you get to a small hut. I'm going to say you got into town late morning. You talked with the gnome half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. You're going to walk a whole 60 feet, really take your time getting over there. So it's maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's that time of year where it can still be hot at the middle part of the day, but it starts to get cold really quickly. The temperature starts to drop off. So you're in the warm part of the day now. The sun's beating down on your neck as you find yourself by a relatively small house, sort of the northwest part of town. Doors closed.
Now knock, knock.
Yeah.
Takes a second. You hear some relatively quick feet, and a younger Tian man with dyed white hair opens the door. Hello, can I help you? Kind of squints at all of you. He doesn't say it, but you can all kind of read between the lines. They don't get a lot of visitors in town, especially the last year. He's staring at all of you. A little bit, lips kind of bring together, tightly kind of closed mouth, staring at all of you.
Hello, sir. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. We're here to talk to Miss Lyons. We were sent here by Galia Farsmith. She said she would be a good person to talk to help rid the town of these mosquitoes.
And his whole demeanor shifts a little bit. He just, this is the third day in the row that you've come here asking me this.
I have never met you, sir.
Gung is like, is that right? I've been here 3 times now.
Look, I need you to stop bothering. I'm going to tell you what I told you the last 2 days. The 4 of you, she doesn't want to talk to you. She didn't want to talk to you yesterday. She didn't want to talk to you the day before.
Do you know me?
Yeah, I don't know who you are, sir.
It's not every day a minotaur, a tengu, a goblin, and an orc come to my doorstep. I remember, trust me.
Then why do you say we've been here before?
Because you have every day asking to talk to Miss Lyons, and the answer today is not any different than it was the day before.
Do you know my name?
I don't remember. You haven't told me today or any other day, which is a part of the many rude reasons, your many rudenesses that I don't want to let you in.
Well, hello, I'm Laku, and your name is?
I'm Regis.
Regis. That's a lovely name.
Philbin?
I'm Regis Toshida.
Are you from Tiansha? My family has relatives there.
Yes. Some family steps back. I'm a priest of Tsukaya, who you might know as the Tian god of jade, the moon, spirits, and the protector of the psychologically distressed or misunderstood.
May he bless you on this day.
You want to try to give me a diplomacy check?
I would love to try, but boy, this is going to be rough.
Want to give an intimidation check?
Oh, you want to go intimidate here,
I believe
Oscar?
You should just let us in.
All right, do it, Oscar.
Ooh.
We aren't the ones who came before, and unless you want me to move you out of the way, I suggest you let us in.
Oh, you know what? I did forget. As all of you introduced yourselves, I did mean to hand out.
Keep it.
I want it. I'll add
You'll
it to my
each
collection.
get a hero patch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Instead of hero points, we got patches.
Woo.
Jason, you're just turning yours in
Yep.
immediately.
Immediately. That's
right.
better. 21.
Okay. He's like, fine, just stop coming here every day after this, okay? I can't keep taking this. It scares her every time you come back.
It's the plan, honestly.
Wait, scares
Get
who?
it done, leave.
And so he leads you in and brings you to this woman. And she's sitting in a rocking chair, just kind of back and forth. And this is what she looks like.
Oh, wow.
Not great.
Oh,
She is of quite advanced age.
It's only been 30 years, but she seems like she has aged faster.
She's
Yeah.
like 80s, 30.
Yeah.
yeah.
She was a
She's
teenager
40.
before, so she should be about 50.
right?
She looks like she's about to throw a giant diamond necklace off the back of a boat.
That is
84 years.
Yes, she's an old woman, shocked face, gaunt skin.
I mean, grandma sweater, the whole
Yeah.
shebang.
Yeah.
Shawl.
Now, Jane's not
short
here.
white
Like
hair.
a gray, like I used to be a Karen, but I'm too old now.
Like
Haircut.
it's kind of a bob.
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna say, it's
a
almost
growing
like
out
a-
bob.
It's a
like a
former
20s
let me
bob.
see your manager
Yeah.
haircut. Like she let it grow out.
So
she should
Jane's,
see the
Jane's
barber
not
too.
here. What's the hair rating?
Honestly, 7.
Really?
Really?
I was going to
She's
give it like
old.
a 3, but
I was going with 3.
And
gonna go
honestly,
10.
aging so fast.
Yeah.
Who knows?
She's also very gaunt. She.
I'm just looking at those
Yeah.
split ends.
Mm.
Are they
She-
split ends?
it was
Because
a
this
very-
looks like feathered, maybe. Like her cut is intentionally that way.
These are the important questions.
I
It
do
was-
envy her sweater.
It was a very
pretty
popular
dope.
haircut when she was young, and
Yeah.
she just never
Mm.
changed it, you know?
You know, no
Back
reason
in
to
her
mess with a
flapper
classic.
days.
Yeah.
All
By
right.
the way, I got 2 patches while I was on my travels.
Ooh.
This one is from this place called Alice in Appalachia, which is an Alice in Wonderland themed store in Knoxville.
Mm.
It says
Ooh.
kindness is magic.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And then this one is a place that we like to go. I didn't necessarily climb to the top, but we like to go to the chimneys. There's a mountain in the Smokies called the Chimney Tops.
Your road
Wonderful.
trips have yielded some phenomenal patches.
Yeah.
I think my favorite is still the all pink Barbie thinking about death.
Yeah.
I don't.
That
was
one's
that
good.
mine?
That was mine from.
Yeah.
Oh, that was you?
I don't even remember now.
Yeah, that thinking about death heart.
Oh,
is
that one was you.
definitely top
Was the
notch.
red
Good.
flag you though?
Nope, that one's me too.
Also
Huh?
Trent.
Yep,
Jesus, never
yep.
mind.
Trent
Sorry,
has good
Trent.
patches.
I know. No one remembers
But the
my
kindness
patches.
is magic. You know, that's
Kindness is
definitely
magic is
like
great.
Mhm.
you know something
I'm
perfect
here
for
for it.
us.
Yeah.
All right. So you
Can I
find,
pursue a lead on this weird time travel thing? I don't know how to.
So I think here
describe it?
your lead could either be because leads are like I think things or people.
Okay.
So in my mind, it kind of needs to be a noun. So you could pursue a lead on Regis Toshida. You could pursue a lead on Morta or
I'll
an
pursue a
object.
lead on Morta.
Okay.
And I'm
Technically,
hoping
an
that'll.
idea can be a noun.
Okay, you're right, Trent.
There.
In this case, though, I'm gonna need a physical thing, a
Okay.
physical noun.
I thought you said she was a teenager.
No, it's been 30 years. So she's a 50-year-old woman?
Oh,
Does she look 50 to you?
no, she looks
Humans,
like
it's hard to
90.
tell.
I'm not going to lie. That math was impressive.
So
All right.
she's here. You lead into her, and what you see is a frail-looking old woman, somehow far older than the age she should be, wrapped in a blanket, sitting in a wooden rocking chair. And as you kind of take her in, her hands in her lap are shaking so badly, even as she's sitting there, that you wonder how she's able to get anything done on her own. And maybe that's a part of why Regis is there.
Is there any sort of like medicine check I could do to tell if that shaking is something like Parkinson's or a disease, or if she's just very afraid of us or nervous?
What's your medicine bonus?
It is a +10.
Jesus
Yeah.
fucking investigators. Yeah, you get the impression that like it doesn't seem to be directly in reaction to you. It seems sort of like your guess is that it's a baseline thing. The cause of it could be many, and you don't have enough time with the patient for that kind of diagnosis, but it doesn't seem to be in direct reaction to you at this
Okay.
moment. She seems a little zoned out, almost like not acknowledging you as you walk into the room, just sort of rocking in the chair. And Regis is sort of like standing in the back of the room, keeping an eye on all of you.
Oscar does the wave his hand in front of her face move.
Her eyes
Oscar,
don't
that's rude.
register. And yeah, and Regis kind of comes over. Stop.
He gives like the what look.
Miss Lyons, how are you doing today?
Regis, she doesn't talk much these days.
When does she talk?
Honestly, not often. Sometimes in the morning or when she finds a moment of peace. You can try to ask, but please be kind, be quick, and then don't come back.
Wow, what a jerk.
Well, Miss Lyons, we desperately need your help learning more about the mosquito witch.
And it's almost as soon as you say those words, her eyes just whoosh and lock directly onto you. Her hands stop shaking. And she leans very close towards you.
The beak. Just
Yeah, very close to your Tengu beak. It was all just a joke to them. They pretended to care. A little. When they were scared that they would be next. But then not even that much. I still remember up on Witchtop Hill to the north, just a little to the left, 3 boulders right past the bend in the stream.
write that down.
We thought it
I
was
can't write.
a dead animal at first lying on the ground. It was, I guess. It was when we got closer. It sprung up, tall. It's a full grown man, tall as, and she kind of looks at you, Oscar. Tall as you. Scuttled towards us on thin little legs, no feet on them at all. Like stilts of flesh and bone. No matter how fast we ran, it kept with us. I thought my heart would burst from running. Didn't dare look back till we made it to town. When we did, there's nowhere to be seen. Just the small, sharp stabs of footprints in the mud. Smears of blood in them. She kind of like rocks back, looks around, like a tear blinks out of one of her eyes.
Oscar leans down on one knee, like he's still probably taller than her in the chair, but he's like realizes that may be scary, and he's like, "What happened to you?"
I tried to live. Everyone here now, their masks, their dolls, their festivals, they don't know what it was like. They don't have it in their dreams at night. They don't wake up to little paper dolls appearing by your bed. If they'd seen it, if they'd never have dared. They don't know what it's like to see her eyes, every filthy bug that buzzes by, or the whining of those insects to sound like voices whispering and screaming in your ear when you sleep. Her mouth then just clamps shut. It took something from me. I don't even remember what it is. I don't remember it. No one will ever remember what she took. And she just starts crying and like shuddering. And Regis is like, please, you've upset her so much. You have to go, please.
Do you have any of the dolls, Regis?
No. Sometimes they show up. I think it's villagers in town playing a cruel joke on her. I just burn them every time.
Oh, well, she collects them. So, next time, just leave them
Get
on
out
the
of here.
porch.
Get out of here right now.
Oh,
Wait,
all right.
Show it to her.
No, I'm
Leave.
not going to. I want to say, as soon as she started crying, Laku gently put a taloned hand on her back and was like rubbing it and trying to comfort her. She has older relatives, and seeing someone of this age, which is really odd, given that she shouldn't be that old.
No.
Crying, it's just like, it's very sad. She doesn't want to hurt this woman at all. And
Oscar's going to try to take it out of your pocket.
take the doll.
Yeah, he's going to try to steal it out of your bag.
Okay.
So, thievery check?
Yeah, give me a thievery check. What's your perception DC?
20.
Okay.
damn.
Is this when you're still in the room, or is this as you're leaving?
No, before we leave.
Okay.
Oscar's going to show it to her. He doesn't give a shit because he's kind of a bad person. But I didn't.
He's kind of a bad
Yeah.
person.
So he's like,
What's your check?
it was a 12.
What's your perception DC?
20.
Yeah.
You fail to pickpocket.
Yeah, I like.
She turns and snaps at you with her beak.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Sorry. Just think we should show it to her, that's all.
I think she's done enough. We don't need to traumatize her more, and I wouldn't want to offend Mr. Regis.
He's like, please, it's time for you to go. She's in the background.
You're a very brave woman.
Please, just go. Just go. I'll never know what she took. Just go.
We will find out.
Yeah, Red gets down on a knee and like puts a big hand on his shoulder and says, I'm sorry this happened to you, ma'am, but we're going to take care of this, all right?
Regis, like, it's time for you to leave now. You've pushed me far enough.
Thank you for Regis. I don't understand how you've seen us before. I've never met you.
You don't need to lie. I already let you speak with her. Please just leave now and don't come back.
High five.
Can
Just walks
I
right past you.
do some type of...
What a jerk.
Oscar doesn't believe in this shit,
Mhm.
right? So he wants to know if Regis is doing something weird.
Sure. So
Like
this
not being
is
a good
technically,
caretaker.
Yeah.
this is, well, so what I'm going to say is they run a lot of social encounters now similar to exploration modes, sort of pre-combat but in dungeon. So you essentially declare your intent, and that's where your potential skill check bonuses are. Then everything else shifts to your DCs. So in this case, you could be using, and I think this is actually probably a more proper use of sense motive. Far too often sense motive is like, can I use the lie detector that is sense motive? Whereas like sense motive is far more about like noticing motions or behaviors. So this would be appropriate. So sense motive is nested under perception because what's your bonus?
+8.
Okay. Yeah, you're looking around. You do see kind of small, like things are kept pretty clean. Not overly clean, but pretty clean. You do see notes of where food has been in, and you can see kind of small things around of like he has been taking care, and you can see where he's plugged up a lot of mosquito holes. But he keeps a few plants inside of it, things that are like mint and things that like a lot of bugs don't like the smell of.
Okay.
It does seem pretty caring.
Okay.
You do notice in kind of looking at him, I don't mean like literally checking him out, but sort of like evaluating him a little bit more. Where is this note here? Yeah. You do see some symbols on him that you suspect would be related to his god, but nothing that wild. Yeah.
And from his conversations with us, I get the feeling he is like, it feels like he has truly seen us before. He's not trying to use this as a tactic to get us to leave or to confuse us. It feels like this is
What's your perception bonus?
+10.
Okay. Any special things about lie detecting as an investigator or anything weird? I knew investigators have weird shit.
They do. I don't think I have anything specifically about lie detecting.
So here's what I'll say. You're not picking up any tells or lying or like ideas, and you do see in his eyes that like he feels so tired to see you and so frustrated that you keep doing this. And he does seem like a little irritated by you being like, what do you mean it's not us? Like, why the fuck would you lie? Like,
Yeah.
he's playing it totally straight with you.
Okay. This is very weird.
So yeah, you getting ready to head out? He's kind of brought you out of the house. Where to next for you? And what I'll say is like, obviously you don't have a map of the town in front of you with a legend, but what sort of things are you interested in? Think Delta Green style, where you can start a little more abstract and ask the GM for a little like, hey, we're interested in this. What would that be here? Or what could that be? I can localize it for you. What's
Finding out
next
where
for
the hill
you?
is I think, pretty key.
Okay.
Anything about the cultist? Do we want to follow up on that at all? Or do you think that's a non-lead?
I feel like with it being totally burned down, I'm not sure there's much on the cultist, but there
Fair.
are those 2 other adventurers in town.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if we
true.
want to talk to them at all.
Yeah, that's true. You can at least see if they're around.
The inn is maybe 70 feet from here, 60 feet to the east.
I may as well stop in.
Yeah.
The inn.
Sure.
And then we'll go to the hill, I promise.
To the hill, yes.
Did she
Excellent.
say what she was paying you?
No.
Oh.
So I'll just see what I can take along the way.
All right.
So I think she did mention a small, most probably silver with like a lot of food, what little food they have. Of course, haircuts to anyone who wants them.
Wonderful.
Job reference.
Oh, no, thank you.
What's your kind of, you know what? I phrased this the other week in a recording. I really liked it. For your characters, as you're heading over to the inn, where's your character's head at? Where are their hands at? Like what's in their hands? What's in their head as you walk over to the inn? And I'm going to use this to kind of set exploration modes, but I am just curious. So it's fine if you don't have weapons out, but I do want to know kind of where your head's at or what your focus is on, what you're thinking about as you walk over to the inn.
Gung is very much anywhere we move that he doesn't think we're in danger.
Mhm.
It's almost like performance as he moves through. He's just like, oh, yes. Ooh, look at me.
I'm getting kind of Johnny Bravo vibes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's even funnier.
Yeah.
Hoo-ha.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. Oscar's smoking a cigarillo and like walking. He is kind of over all these fairy tales of scary monsters, and he just wants to go find out what's causing all the ruckus.
Okay.
And he's also curious about. He's very concerned about how much money we are not getting for this.
That's fair.
Hey, monster hunting always leads to treasure.
That's true.
Red, what about you? What's going on in your head as you walk over to the inn?
Not much. Just kind of looking around,
Okay.
keeping an eye out, but not really like on high alert or anything. Just kind of more. He's been to this town before, but he's not like super familiar with it, so he's just kind
Sure.
of taking it in. But nothing in his hands. Just walking.
Laku, what about you? What's going on in your head?
Laku's definitely really bothered by the fact that this man claims to have seen her before, and she does not. She's never been to this town.
Mhm.
She's collected the dolls, but she's never actually been here. So it's really concerning to her to hear something like that. So she is looking around, trying to see if there's anything she recognizes, anything that sets off a memory of, like, was I here when I was a little kid? But, like, why would he know me when I was a little kid? That doesn't make any sense. But
I think he's saying all birds look alike, which is not. He was slightly racist.
Yeah.
But he's old, so.
No, that man was young.
Oh.
He was like a caretaker.
He was young too?
He was younger.
Oh, the white hair is what threw me
He was
off.
dyed white.
Dyed white. Got it.
All right.
Yeah, so nothing in her hands.
Okay.
Maybe she's kind of one hand in the pocket, just kind of feeling the doll, just kind of holding it and just having something to ground her as she's like looking around and just searching her memories as much as she's searching the town around her.
So I think it's probably right as you get close to the inn then that you put your hand in your pocket looking for the doll, and you're kind of like, I don't know why, but I imagine that you have pockets of like some decent size as this character, and like you're looking around, maybe it's in a full, but you can't find it.
She immediately looks at Oscar and she's like, Did you get the doll? What did you do? I saw you trying to take it.
What are you talking about?
I saw that too, but I can't usually see things.
You got me. I was a bit sloppy, but what?
The doll isn't in my pocket. And she like turns it upside down and is like shaking her clothes and is like, I don't have it anymore.
Well, did you drop it?
No.
I'm gonna perception. I'll look around the immediate area and see if it's on the ground.
What's your bonus?
8.
Okay. You don't see it anywhere on the ground.
Well, I didn't take it.
Did you take it?
I don't think so. He starts looking through his pockets. Nope, not on me. Wow. Yeah.
She like looks directly up and is like, I don't think you took it, Red. That'd be really good. That'd be really impressive if you could get it in my pocket. But did you take it?
No,
It's not funny.
I'm sorry, I didn't take it. I didn't see no one take it either.
Do you think that jerk of a guy took it? Wow. Yeah.
You mean that lady's son?
Was that what he was?
She didn't look much like him, but
Yeah. I don't think he would take it because he hated her being triggered by the mosquito queen. So why would he want another effigy?
Because he's a jerk. Yeah. You're right.
How about when was the last time you had it?
I believe it was when we walked into the house. I remember having it then, and I remember you trying to steal it.
All right, I did that.
And then
Sorry.
we walked out of the house, and I was looking around, and I went to grab the doll in my pocket, and it was not there.
What? I don't know.
I'll go confront him.
why won't we just go into the inn? I'm kind of hungry.
Okay.
So you go in the inn. Oscar, maybe you're not in front. Maybe it sounds like maybe Gung opens the door and goes in. You kind of have a chain cigarillo smoker.
Yeah.
So honestly, probably burned through that one. You go to get your second one. You reach down into your pouch, coins, cigarillos, and you feel something hard in there, something that rustles in your pouch.
Pull it out.
It's the doll.
I guess I did steal it.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I can see
Yeah,
that
she
happen.
pushes up her glasses and looks at it. Is it the same doll? Does it feel?
Seems to be the exact same doll.
It's weird.
And you're holding this in your hand as you walk into the inn, and there's a figure in the corner of the room. Imagine like a camera cut now, dressed in like all white. He just sees the doll in your hand, and his eyes start like quivering and shaking. His whole body posture changes as he sees you walk in with it. So tune in next week to find out more.
Ah.
Ooh.
Boo.
Is he a ranger?
The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Leave a review and tune in next week for more. If you like the amazing background audio and music, all that credit goes to Syrinscape. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com.